folks, man? This is Monk, and we are back with another From the Canopy film show. And I'm joined as always with my co-host. We got Bobby Blockbuster.
Yo.
And we got Cornelius, aka Evil Corny, who's probably going to remind you guys that this is our second time starting this.
I wasn't even going to say anything, but hello, people.
Well, we're here to talk about movies with you folks, man, by way of news, trailers, and reviews. I'll start with my news. The only story I got is that Ezra Miller has been arrested again, and as I said before, the first time we did this, I hope he gets the help that he needs, man.
Yeah.
First of all, because like it's easy to report on this stuff and not forget that there is a human being behind this stuff. So I hope, somehow, some way, he can get the help that he deserves, because this is like a chronic problem going on.
Yeah.
And it's affecting his work, his career, and his life, so that's wild. And I don't know what Warner Brothers is going to do for this. I put out a post early on social media saying that The Flash might go straight to HBO before it's all said and done. There was an announcement that they have assigned a guy to help them restructure themselves as far as what they're doing with the TV shows and the film division over at Warner Brothers in regards to these DC properties. So maybe we'll see a more cohesive approach and a plan to the way they're rolling out these DC Comics superhero films and TV shows.
I was just gonna say it's kind of messed up to where somebody like that. It's interesting how like heavy-handed they were, like on Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, but like it's been more incidents with Ezra Miller than those two people. And and I don't know. I kind of think it's kind of messed up. And
well, at the same time, I mean, the mental illness aspect is kind of at the forefront in the world we live in now. I mean, you can't even listen to commercials on the radio without them bringing up some form of that, be it depression, bipolarism, or anything else. So maybe that I'm not saying it's an exception to the rule or gives him any kind of excuse for doing what he's doing, but it seems like there's just a higher level of understanding and a lesser expectation of accountability that's being held when to these individuals.
I think it's also happening so fast. Like
it is happening.
You haven't even got a breather, and to have them just get an official reaction to the last incident. And I think maybe like we didn't know at the time, but now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably why this film got pushed back the first time, because they were reacting to the previous incidents, and I didn't factor that into why they would move the film, but that could probably be part of it, just trying to buy some time, away from the last incident. But then boom, you get two more recently in the last couple months. So it's like,
do you think that they would like just maybe scrap the project and start from they're already too much invested?
This is easily a $200 million film plus, probably, and I think they've had reshoots, so this thing's coming out one way or another. I think it maybe it won't continue with him. Maybe this will just be one and done. Now the plan will be, but it's coming out. It's coming out.
Yeah, it's. I really don't even know what to say about that whole situation.
Yeah, and this was supposed to be kind of like a diving board project where everything else would spring off of this, or some things would spring off of this. He's supposed to continue. And there's characters being involved. And remember that sizzle reel they put out that was running with some of these movies the last couple months, where they showed The Flash, they showed Aquaman 2, they showed Black Adam and the Batman. So I think there was a plan to kind of
I was about to say this was supposed to resurge the Michael Keaton version of Batman. I think also Ben Affleck's Batman. I mean, all those characters are supposed to get some shine in this Flash movie in whatever multiverse they go through, or the time verse.
This is just messy, man. It's messy. Like, I got a feeling, I don't know, this might just go to HBO Max, and they just
I can imagine them overall just scrapping this film. You really don't think it would happen, but I know, but I think they'll probably scrap for.
I mean, but then everybody else that's involved is getting punished too. You see what I'm saying? Like all the other actors and all the other characters, and like Corey said, this is a springboard film. All the money. I mean,
man, I was just looking at the Batman's numbers as well as that film got reviewed. It's sitting at $750 million right now, which is it's profitable, but that's probably by a small margin by today's standards. I mean, if you look at
Aquaman made a shitload of money. I remember
Aquaman made $1 billion. It easily made $1 billion. Spider-Man No Way Home made $1.8 billion. And the crazy thing is, like to think about superheroes, period. Batman is a top 3 superhero. If you think of superheroes, he's up there with it's probably Batman, Superman, Spider-Man as far as popularity. All day. Of the top, superheroes. Then it goes down from there. But Batman, like 750 is profitable, but like that thing should have got $1 billion, man. Like it's crazy.
It probably would have.
I know a lot of people weren't really crazy about that film, and a lot of people don't really appreciate that franchise being rebooted as much as it has. I think that might have had a lot of negative going for it, and then on top of that it might have made more money if it wasn't anticipated to come on HBO Max.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, because a lot of people held off on just going to the theater and seeing that.
And they announced that to happen too soon. If I'm them, I'm probably pushing that out by like 6 months at least.
And I think that's the deal. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say real quick. I think people were holding off once they found out that it was going to HBO Max because of the length of the film. Like it's a lot more for a comfortability aspect. Like, a 3-hour film to sit in the theaters with no intermission. I mean, you don't want it. What if you have to use the bathroom or refill your drink? Those are the kind of things that's a lot easier to do while in the comfort of your own home while not missing the movie. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think people were probably thinking about that as well.
Yeah. Some people have better bladders than others, but sometimes if you want to go and see a film, somebody tipped me off on when I needed to take a bathroom break, and I don't think I missed anything. But overall, it's just going to HBO Max until HBO just changes, like not putting films, the streaming date. They're gonna be losing money. That's simple as that.
And especially so soon. What was the release date on the Batman? Let me see. Batman.
It was March. It was the beginning of March.
March 4th. You got this thing out April 19th. What the man?
That's literally a month later.
But that's
waited. Like a lot of people.
Waited. Yeah, I know. But that's the they should have renegotiated all that.
But man, here's a problem with. I think the issue that I'm having with this thing, like no one really puts their numbers out, so we don't have no idea that if are people signing up for HBO Max just to watch the Batman, or is it just the people that already have it? Which a lot of people who have HBO Max that want it, they have it now. I've had it for several years.
They've had it since the Rona.
I've had it for several years now.
But I don't see them having a big boom in subscribers just because of Batman.
This is just you're gonna have it for to the people that already got it, and it's a film that I think that they were waiting. They were reading the reviews, and they knew that this one wasn't really pulling the numbers that they anticipated. So they're like, all right, let's go.
The reviews were great.
Feed the masses.
The reviews were great, but like for some reason the people didn't come out.
I mean, maybe the reviews from the critics were great, but I think there was a fine line that people were standing on as far as viewer versus critic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy, man.
It's just to where if you can see it at home a month later, why go to the theater?
That's true. Comfortability is king.
Yeah, it's wild, dude.
It's a whole different story with the Marvel films. I think Black Widow is the only person that suffered from any of that. But I want to say I went to the theater and saw that. Actually saw that in the theater. But
right,
I don't know. Warner Brothers is in that merger with Discovery Plus, and they're going to restructure a lot of things, but overall, that's one thing they need to change about when they put stuff to streaming. 6 months like it used to be, or 4 months, could be the max on something like that. But until they change that, they're going to be losing all kind of crazy money.
Yeah,
because I remember when they used to like do Redbox or things of that nature. There was a time period. There was a certain time lapse that had to happen before they could even
before it
think
went
about.
on. Yeah,
Otherwise
it went on
they were
DVD and all that
penalized
stuff.
and fined for these things. So
Well,
they should definitely carry the same attitude and energy with these streaming services.
Yeah, but they wouldn't just sell the DVD or whatever. But then,
Right.
one of the things that was ticking me off is they had like a 2-week. After it released on DVD, they would still come back around and have like a 2-week wait before it went to Redbox and Netflix, which was what was dumb, because if it came out same day, it's a good chance I rent the movie from Netflix and I come back around and buy it like a week later just because I liked it that much.
Right.
I don't know. I do so much to just fuck their money up.
Yep.
I need to run the studio. Damn it.
Yeah.
It's weird times, man. It's weird times, man. But let's get into these trailers, man. What you got for us, Bob?
Oh man, first one. I mean, jeez. Let me try and curb my enthusiasm, but they did just a couple days ago drop the Thor: Love and Thunder trailer. I mean, we've all been highly anticipating this one, and the trailer teaser gave us everything that we expected and more. Like, it just opens up this can of worms that, of how potentially great this film is going to be as another installment in the wonderful world known as the MCU. The release date for Thor: Love and Thunder is going to be July 8th, 2022, directed by Taika Waititi. As far as the cast goes, I mean, you get all your usual suspects. You get Chris Hemsworth, you get Christian Bale, who's going to be playing, I want to say, Gore the Butcher, Natalie Portman, Tessa Thompson, Taika Waititi is showing up in there, Chris Pratt, Luke Hemsworth, Matt Damon, Melissa McCarthy. From what we see in the man, I don't know if she's having a big role or not. But one thing that I did notice about the trailer is
the Guardians.
I'm happy to see the Guardians are still in it. Yeah. I'm a big fan of the Guardians. I knew nothing about them until I saw the first film.
Yeah, I didn't know much.
And the way that Endgame ended with Thor and everything, just like kind of just being a full part of their circle and their family and everything that they got going on. I think that's really dope. And the fact that they're just gonna kind of continue on with that, and as well as I want to say, is it Natalie Portman that's playing Jane?
Yeah. Jane. She's in. She was in the.
She was the first two Iron Man. I mean, first two Thor films. Yeah.
Thor's, but I think she showed up in Endgame or one of them, right?
Okay.
A little bit.
Yeah. So, but she, there is a scene where it shows her kind of catching and wielding the hammer, and she's got this cool cowl on her head. I mean, it's all like metal and just looking all super dope. She looks really, really cool.
Wasn't she in one of the scenes, or what? Maybe when he was flashing back, like after he was, you know what I'm saying?
She didn't show up at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was something else.
So yeah, I mean, in this one, I mean, I'm sure that as time goes on, we're going to get some more in-depth trailers. But this one is just giving us everything, and they got the Guns N' Roses joint playing in the background. The Sweet Child of Mine. I mean, it's just, there's so much energy in this minute and 33 seconds of this Thor awesomeness that's going to be coming out in July.
I like how he's just chilling. I do kind of wish he stayed. They kept the Fat Thor, but
I like Fat Thor. I like Fat Thor. I was a fan. You know what I'm saying?
With this, though.
Hey man, he was sitting there drinking, chilling, having a Madden tournament with some other, comrades.
His buddies is back too.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm super excited about this. I know I'm not the only one. So
this is gonna be crazy, man.
I'm really kind of glad that they waited till the last minute to show this trailer, but at the same time, it's only 2 or 3 months away, and a lot of people, I don't think they knew that it was going to be a new Thor film. And I really just can't wait for this.
I mean, well, when you look at how they did this versus how they did the Doctor Strange, like everyone who saw Spider-Man, we knew, that Doctor Strange was going to be coming because of his heavy influence in the Spider-Man film. And then they were just dropping trailer after trailer after trailer of the Doctor Strange, So,
honestly, I thought they were going to wait longer. I was thinking maybe there's something going on in this film that would spoil something that ended up Doctor Strange.
Right.
Because it's like, this is rare that it's probably one of the least right up to the last minute that we've gotten a trailer for a film like this.
And you can tell
I can remember.
You can tell that this movie's going to be heavy. It's going to have a lot of that MCU energy. It's a high profile film. They spent a lot of bread on, and it's probably going to quadruple, on the get back side. So, hey man, I'm with it.
One thing that I love about this MCU stuff, man, you think about it. We've had the Russos direct the Guardians. We've had Thor. We've had Taika Waititi direct Thor, and now the Guardians. We've had James Gunn direct the Guardians, but they all feel like the Guardians. Somehow the way they've got these characters, even though they're showing up in other films with other directors, they still feel like the characters.
Yes, they don't change them. They don't switch them, and it's also cool because they're still keeping the same cast intact. And like you said, it's just the way that their usage in the films. It's not glaring differences, and that's really awesome.
And overall, it's just that long story arc. They just pretty much picking up from the end game when they get on the ship and going away. He's going away with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're all the way on board for that.
What's the next one?
Yeah, so the next film that I got is a film called Crimes of the Future. It's going to drop for us. Yeah, it didn't give me an actual a specific date, but it says June 2022. So we're going to be on the lookout for this one in June. Directed by David Cronenberg.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pause for a second real quick. I don't want to trip you up too much. But Neon, they putting out some stuff. Whoever that studio is, usually when I see that come up in the movie, the title, Neon, then I enjoy that film.
Yeah. They're hitting like when Blumhouse first came out, you know what I'm saying, or A24, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, they definitely got that high energy going. Should I keep going?
Neon did.
We're good.
Oh, we good. Oh man, shit, no, fuck that. Yeah, man. I was about to say, and don't even chop that out, man. We gotta keep that in. So it's directed by David Cronenberg, and pretty much synopsis wise, it goes as the human species adapts to a synthetic environment, the body undergoes new transformations and mutations. Accompanied by his partner, celebrity performance artist Saul Tenser showcases the metamorphosis of his organs. Meanwhile, a mysterious group tries to use Saul's notoriety to shed light on the next phase of human evolution. Man, I feel like I just read a science book reading that synopsis.
This was a short trailer, so
it's
they don't
very short,
much, but a lot of really freaky visuals.
Like it shows like
but it's Cronenberg, so
like
that's
guy.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
This guy, he's got his eyes stitched shut and his mouth stitched shut. Which last time I seen that, the only other time I seen that in a film is the D. Snyder film called Strangeland, which that is a really creepy, bugged out horror film. Anybody, do you like that horror stuff? Check that out.
I thought I saw somebody with like ears on their face in that trailer.
It looks like they're just going all over the place. And then real quickly, the cast looks really cool too. So you get Kristen Stewart, Viggo Mortensen, who, I haven't seen too many movies that he's in that I don't like. I'm a big fan of History of Violence. I think he killed it in that.
Yeah, and then you get that one.
Yeah, man. And then you get Leah Sedux, I think is how you say your name, and Scott Speedman. But once I saw, Viggo, I was like, oh yeah, man. I mean, outside of just seeing what I saw on the trailer and just it looks like it's just going to be like sci-fi horror at its finest hour for the modern era. So I'm with that one 100% as well. And the last trailer that I have, I just actually saw this one earlier today, and I'm reading a lot of Google articles that are really kind of highly anticipating this film. It's called Escape the Field, and it's going to drop for us on May 6, 2022, directed by Emerson Moore. And the synopsis goes as follows.
Hold up, man. I do want to point out, I feel like I just watched this on Netflix based off a Stephen King novel. What was that movie?
Oh,
that was
Oh gosh, what is it called? The tall grass?
Yeah.
No. This conceptually, because I saw that too. No, conceptually, this one's different. It's kind of like this is like Survivor in the field.
I will make a movie
in the cornfield. You know what I'm saying? And I just wonder why, like, how come crap?
I want to make Fast and Furious in the cornfield.
Crap always happens in the cornfield, but nobody ever pops no corn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
It's rough.
It's a cold world.
It's a different kind of corn.
Is it?
Yeah, different than this Iowa stuff.
Oh man, see. So I'd have been the disgruntled guy in the field, like, man, we can't pop this shit. Oh man, I'm out of here. But
well, you're hiding out in a cornfield. You can't be popping corn, or somebody's gonna get you.
Man, but should you get hungry out there?
Yeah.
I would distract them. I would set a fire, and then while the corn's popping over here, I'm running that way.
I'm gonna still need some of that popcorn, though. You know what I'm saying? I put that energy and effort into it. I'm gonna need some of that on the back end. But so pretty much the synopsis goes: stripped of their possessions, 6 strangers wake up in a remote, endless cornfield with 6 items: a gun with a single bullet, matches, a lantern, a knife, a compass, and a flask full of water. Pause. Why is the flask full of water not something cooler? Beyond me. I would want a flask that had something else in it, not water. But that's just my own personal thought. As mysterious sirens blare in the distance, and traps appear at every turn, they soon
being hunted.
Yeah, they soon realize they're in a mysterious cat and mouse game with an unseen evil, and survival depends on solving the diabolical and deadly puzzle.
Escape room in a cornfield.
Pretty much, yes. Okay. Yes, and everyone gets like one thing. You know what I'm saying? And they got to figure out how to use it. So I don't know, but it looks cool as far as the trailer. And like I said, I read a couple Google reviews, and they're bigging this film up like it's going to be like super awesome in the field.
Google reviews, bro. Every film on the Google review got like 95%. Like, it don't matter.
These were like articles. It wasn't like, no, these were articles. Yeah, it was.
Damn, man.
I think Google was just a search engine, man. I think they it might have directed me other places.
All right.
Yeah. Direct me to a better movie.
Thought you meant that little score that pops up like.
Oh no!
I've never seen one that was bad. Like,
no. It was twisting me around. And then real quickly, the cast is Crystal Reed, Jordan Claire Robbins, Shane West, Theo Rossi, who a lot of people would recognize from Sons of Anarchy, and Tahira Sharif. And I just wanted to write her down. I haven't seen anything else she was in, but her profile picture looked very nice. So I got her out.
What we got? What we gonna do these reviews, man? I think I only saw one movie, and I know Corny saw that, man. But I feel like I want to go last with that because it might take me a little while to gush over that film. I got to get his thing all of his flowers. I think Corny. So one of y'all want to take?
I'll go and start. I'll go and start. First one I'm going to talk about is a film called See For Me. Mm-hmm. It's on Shudder right now, and what we have is it's a blind former skier that's cat sitting for
sitting a cat.
Pardon?
Babysitting a cat.
Yeah, babysitting a cat in a house. She's in the house, and it's pretty much a heist starts to take place. And one of the things we do find out about her is she wants to get in on the heist a bit. So, yeah. That's one thing that's one thing we find out when the film first starts is that she's been doing this for a while, like house sitting for people, and actually steal something. And what happens is she goes in and she has somebody that kind of goes around and kind of looks, kind of scopes the place out for her, so she can kind of be familiar with, with the house and everything. But it pretty much tells you that she, you know, in that first interaction, it pretty much tells you that she's stolen something before, but she's awakened in the middle of the night while, you know, with these guys are trying to break into a safe, and she gets in on it and then wants to, you know, the cops get involved, and it just goes from there. It's currently on Shudder. I really thought this film was interesting. I had never seen anything like this before. You know, with somebody with a disability, you know, with somebody with a disability, you know, house sitting, and you know,
it's also rare to just, even without, you know, whatever her circumstances are, that, like, you know, our protagonist joins the back.
It's like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I like
what y'all doing, man. Let me be a part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. All right, so I guess yeah, I'll go ahead and follow that with I got Netflix's Choose or Die, and that dropped for us on April 15th, directed by Toby Meekins. Very short, condensed cast. You get Lola Evans, Ava Butterfield, Robert Englund. That's actually what, once I saw his name, that's what pulled me in to want to see this film.
Oh, Mr. Freddy Krueger.
Yes,
So,
yes. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
I didn't know he was still around, to be honest with
you.
Yeah,
he is. Didn't have a big role, more of a voice actor in this, but you know, I'm glad he's still getting his money and his name still carries weight.
He needs to be cast in one of these big dramas by somebody like where you at, Tarantino? You like bringing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bringing OGs back to life.
Yeah, man.
No,
So,
like that would be crazy.
So pretty much,
good.
Yeah, he is. So pretty much, as far as the synopsis goes, it says a broke student who plays an obscure 1980 survival computer game in pursuit of an unclaimed $100,000 prize. After a series of unexpectedly terrifying moments, she soon realizes she is no longer playing for the money, but for her own life. What a game. So what I will say about this, bump the other critics. I enjoyed this movie a lot. I did. Not to say that their opinions don't matter, but everybody's got one. So whatever, you know what I'm saying? They might watch this and say, you know what, that dude in the orange hat is crazy. So who knows? But I thoroughly enjoyed this movie enough that I've watched it twice in the past 4 days. And I was able to do that because of the runtime. It's only an hour and 23 minutes. I mean, for crying out loud, there are TV shows that are longer than this. You know what I'm saying? So we can, you know, we can overlook a lot of the other gripes that you know, that are being put to the forefront for this film. What stood out to me more than anything is actually, you know, the story. It's simple, but it works for this film.
Oh, is this a choose your own adventure?
No. It kind of,
the game itself.
The game itself
like
is, and it definitely could have gotten like viewer interaction.
Okay, it was a film that I thought that they were supposed to be having, that was supposed to be like a choose your own adventure type deal.
Yeah, no, I mean,
but
the game definitely.
They did this a couple years ago with
They did with that one Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So this one, it as far as the game goes, yeah, but we don't have no say so in what's going on. But yeah, man, like I said, this film, it has a very short runtime. It's very fast paced, and it has a condensed cast, which all like bodes to why I feel this film was successful, at least for me. I was thoroughly entertained, like throughout the whole film. Like, I mean, the way it starts, the setup, we get enough of character building just to make the story all make sense. And also, you know, what I really appreciated too is this film has a very noticeable late 80s, early 90s vibe to it throughout. Like just the execution, the lingo, you see these. I mean, there are parts where when it goes into like game mode, it looks like an Atari game, like as if you're watching Pitfall or Pong or something like that. I mean, it's very, very vintage with the look. And then because they took that approach and then even took it a step further, where they use the look of the game at times, instead of showing us the actual killing, which I thought that was a genius move to do it that way with this style of film, because then it gives the insinuation of the killing, leaves it up to the viewer's imagination while watching this 4-bit game, black screen, green like squares going around and stuff. You hear what's going on, but you don't see it. So I would much rather see this approach for this style film than to see oversaturated CG nonsense that would just really take the luster out of this film and everything that they were trying to bring in the way that they were bringing it. So I think that was all, like, even though it might have helped because they were working on a confined budget, it was effective and it worked for me. You know what I mean? It worked for my daughter. We watched it together. We both really thoroughly appreciated this film for that. And last things last, the cast gives their all. You can tell that they are letting it all hang out. You know what I'm saying? They're giving 120%. Everyone involved in this is just they're trying to run the green mile with this one, with their shoes strapped all the way up. It was just I very appreciative for what I saw, and I know that this movie's getting bagged on for various reasons. Not going to get that from me. You know what I'm saying? I suggest this is one of those ones where the viewers just watch it, check it out, and you be the judge. It's going to be hit or miss, just like anything else. But don't just swipe this one left or whichever one the red is on those that do that Tinder stuff. Don't swipe that way just because somebody else said it sucked. You know what I'm saying? This is one I really think that people need to check out for and view through their own lens and then you be the judge. You know what I'm saying, for this one. And it's on Netflix. And shit, most people got Netflix. Check it out. So the other film that I'm gonna bring up is a film we brought the trailer up a little while back. It's called You Are Not My Mother. It dropped for us on March 25th, 2022, directed by Kate Dolan. And as far as the synopsis, it's in North Dublin. In a North Dublin housing estate, a young girl's mother goes missing. When she returns, her daughter is determined to uncover the truth of her mother's disappearance and unearth the dark secrets that haunt her family. This film, I thoroughly enjoyed as well. You know what I'm saying? It was just, there's so many things to like about it. For starters, it's one of those slow burns. Like, they kept the oven on low. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the way they did this film is like the way you cook pot roast. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to cook it too fast. You got to let all the, let the meat simmer in the juices and all that good stuff. That's what they did. And because they took that approach, like the tension building and the time for the character development and the story to really fully saturate in the brain, and for you to just really see everything that's going on, the way that it's happening, was very, very effective for this style of film. And it makes, when you get into the third phase, it made it that much more rewarding, because it's like you earned it. And then when you see it all coming to fruition, it's just like, oh my God, this was so worth it. You know what I mean? Like, I really, 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 really enjoyed this film. Also, it like I said, the character building is a testament to the acting. You know what I'm saying? I think that the acting was very well done. There was a lot of people in this film that I've never heard of before. I don't know if they're prominent actors in Ireland, even though the film takes place in North Dublin, Ireland. It was shot in Ireland. I'm assuming that these are all Irish, Ireland, actors, actresses. But the one that stood out to me more than anything was Carolyn Bracken. She's the woman who plays the mom, and she is just so creepy at times, and really just embodies the role of this creepy character that we get. And as it continues to move forward, she just really like it's very very entertaining, but also disturbing to see how things come full circle. And also, what I liked about it is its practical effects. When it comes to the special effects, it did not feel CG'd. There had to be certain moments where the CGs were used, but it never felt that way. It felt like, you know, old school horror special effects. You know, a lot of what is
practical
practical effects. A lot of effort, imagination, and energy put towards that, which I think that was really cool. And also the atmosphere, like this one, it even in the daytime, you never see the sun. Like and I don't know what it looks like in North Dublin, Ireland. I've never been there, but if it looks like this, it looks very gloomy. You know what I mean? Like it's just like almost the same way as the atmospheric tone that we got from Antlers. You know what I mean? It gave me the same feeling as that, which also kind of intensifies the story as it's being told, because it's just so grim and so like dreary and everything. And this you know, this atmosphere that they presented us with just really helps that as well. And I really like how this one kind of comes, you know, all the way around. As you know, it did a great job. There's some really cool body horror situations that are going on that I really appreciated. And I strongly suggest anyone who can get a chance to see this. I want to say you can, you know, go through whatever your streaming services and rent it through Amazon or whatever. I think it's about $4.99, something like that. But I'm actively on the hunt now for the physical media for this one, because I do intend on watching it a few more times. And if I come across anybody that's in the mood to watch a movie with me, they haven't seen it, I want them to watch it. You know what I mean? It's just it hits that heavy, and it's another short burn. I want to say it's about maybe an hour 40 minutes or less. You know, so effective short film, just like the other one I spoke on. You know, so two A+ indie films this week for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm very pleased with that.
All right, you got anything else, Corny?
No, I'm good. Like I said, I wasn't gonna talk to him about anything until, you know, next week.
Well, I did get one in theater wise this week, and this is probably my favorite film that I've seen this year, dude. To be honest, and I'm not saying that. I don't feel like I'm over exaggerating with this, man. And talking about Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's directed by Daniel Scheinert. Starring Michelle Yeoh, Stephen Shu. This cast is crazy, man. I gotta get everybody, because this is just a revelation, man. You got Michelle Yeoh, as they say it on DCEU. I guess that's how you say it. Ke-Huy Quan, aka Data from Indiana Jones. He was also he was Short Round. Data from Goonies. Yeah. Dana from Goonies, my bad. It's 420, folks. I'm celebrating. Another person who I thought was really great in this, Stephanie Shu. You've seen her in she was in what's my man name? Shang-Chi. She's been in Nora from Queens. You know, if you know her from that one episode with the grandma telling her story, which was so good. We got Jamie Lee Curtis. We got James Hong, aka was it Lopan from Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah, dude, that's crazy, man. Jenny Slate. Those are the mains, man, that I would say, you know, for this film. But the story, as far as what's going on in this thing, when an interdimensional rupture unravels reality, an unlikely hero must channel her newfound powers to fight bizarre and bewildering dangers from the multiverse as the fate of the world hangs in the balance. And this character is going to be Michelle Yeoh. And my first impressions over this thing, man, this thing was so good, dude. Like, I've seen it twice so far. Like, I went earlier today to see it again, and it was even better the second time, man. I will say this: it's a sci-fi action comedy drama with a lot of heart and a lot of just emotional impact, man. This thing is so good. Like it's so weird. maybe the first time I watched it took me about 30 minutes to get used to it. I was like, all right, this is going to be a little wild, but let me just open my mind and absorb what they're presenting to me. And that's one of the things that really stands out to me in this film. It's so bizarre in the presentation, but once you get with the rhythm of it, it's so rewarding, man. Like there's a lot of interdimensional. Basically, this character is in a state where they're in contact with themselves and other dimensions, as well as the bad guy that they're trying to stop. That person can also move in and out of different dimensions. So in order to get to the conclusion and defeat the enemy, they've got to interact with themselves in different universes, and themselves can be in different states. And one of the interesting things that they introduced, this is such a geeky film, comic booky film. One of the aspects they introduce is the our character and the bad guy and some of the other characters have an ability to import other versions of themselves from other dimensions. So let's say Bob was a mechanic in another universe, and maybe a car broke down. So I'm trying to figure this out so I can import Bob's mechanic version into my universe and take advantage of his powers to help me overcome that situation. But once you figure that out, man, and you can just sit back and absorb this is such a blast, man. Like I think this is probably one of the best roles I've seen on film in years. For any actor to take this role on, it's the stuff that people live for, that do this kind of work. You want something here that can show you. I think it's just one of these roles that come around once in a lifetime. And honestly, I'm so happy that Michelle Yeoh got the role, out of anyone, because we know that she's great, man. Like, just be a part of my youth as a VHS renter and martial arts film loving, and even I've recognized the significance because I remember seeing the Pierce Brosnan James Bond film, and she was the Bond girl effectively. But it was like it was
Tomorrow Never Dies. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only did you give this Asian woman the Bond girl role, but it's also presented in a different way than the Bond girl. Like, she was kicking butt in this film. She was told like right next to James Bond, man. Like if anyone could have got this role, like I said, anyone who would have got this role would have been loving this. And I've seen interviews recently. There was an interview for GQ she did where she was talking about some of her most memorable roles, and at the end, she kind of broke down when she was talking about when she first read the script, and it was like, yo, this is what I've been waiting for, to show the world what I've got. And this is one of those roles that it has everything. Like I said, the drama. She gets to kick ass on the action tip. She's funny. That's one thing I haven't really seen from her in the movies, and it was such a revelation, man. That like I even picked up on that before I saw this film. She did a interview with Desus and Mero recently, which blew me away. Like, she's hanging with them as a speaker of another language, which is not her native language, cracking jokes and yucking it up with them. I'm like, yo, she's awesome. And it felt so good. I felt like so happy for her while I was watching this film, man.
I really had a lot of fun with this film. Like you said, I started off seeing Michelle Yeoh in martial arts films, and she's slowly just been working her way into drama. And a lot of people like that haven't done that at all. She was like the mother in Crazy Rich Asians, a couple years ago. She was in Shang-Chi. She was in Shang-Chi last year. She's kind of a well-known actress and everything. And this is like the first time I've ever seen her really star in something. What do you call it? Pretty much being like the center of a film, the lead of a film. Yeah, I couldn't think of the word. Yeah, the lead of a film. But I overall had a lot of fun with this film. I heard a couple people do reviews of it, like Concentrated, a couple other podcasts. But until you see it, it's almost like how you described The Matrix. You almost have to witness it for yourself because it's amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and the supporting cast too, man. Like, I just want to point out how amazing they were. Like even my man Lo Pan just sitting in the wheelchair, just like giving the comic relief. the daughter, my man Key, man, Data, it's so awesome to see these people get their shine. Like this was their film, man. And I do want to point out, I think the Russo brothers helped produce this. I'm not sure who's on the writing team on this, but they were two directors whose last name are Daniels, and they go by maybe the first name is Daniel, but they call themselves the Daniels that directed this. It was a team, and this thing, like they just pulled so much heart and just innovation into this thing, man. Like I said, this is one of them ones you're going to revisit, and every time it's going to be better and better, man.
Might see something different might see something different. Every
but
time.
Going in the second time, once I knew what I was expecting, because there's a minute of adjustment, man. And I think some of the people I was watching it with today, they weren't adjusting properly. I think I saw two people get up, and I was like, dang, it just didn't hit them, And that's kind of the danger with something like this. Like as us, I know all of us would appreciate what's going on here, but if you're not that type of adventurous moviegoer or haven't seen certain things on film, this could be jarring to you. You probably got curious because you heard the reviews and the praise it's getting, and you love Michelle Yeoh, but if you're not ready to see even the craziness, man, like I would it gets wild, man. But even these things, like you're seeing these crazy visual elements, but it's still hitting you in a way that's just like, damn, dude, this is so wild. Like when I'm feeling with this movie, and I think that's the biggest appeal to me. It's so different, yet it feels so familiar, man. Like ultimately, it is a really human story, man. Like
it gave me a lot of like being John Malkovich vibes. If y'all ever seen that film?
Oh I've seen that. Yeah,
it's some wildness in this film. Raccacoonie is probably my favorite thing out of this film, though.
I will say the villain, though. I'm not going to spoil it, but I love the depiction of the villain. I was just telling Bob earlier. It reminded me of what was that film? The Cell. How you would go into that person's space and they've got different costumes on, and that it was just so cool to me. I feel like this is going to be one of those films too, where the nerds are going to go hard at it and start cosplaying some of these looks and some of these characters, and I love this thing. This is my favorite thing I've seen this year, hands down. I'm going to buy it when it comes out, and I'm going to just keep watching it. This is my thing, I love this movie, and I think Michelle Yeoh will easily get a nomination for best actress at the Oscars and win it. Like that's my prediction. You can put money on that. I'm taking $5 bets, man. Up until I hit 100, but I got 5 on it. I'm just saying. I got 5 on it. We can battle with that all day. I think that's what happens, man. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm definitely I intend on seeing it this week. So, I'm sure I'll share
that's the thing. So it's one of those things that I love about it too, is that it's been growing organically, word of mouth. It dropped initially a small release, but then it said we were getting a wide release, which wasn't really wide, but I think it went from really niche markets to 1,000 screens, and now it's playing in over 2,000 screens, and they are saying that the film itself is enjoying a really high per screen average. That's outdoing, maybe like something like Sonic or whatever, or these things come out that first initial week and they rule, but they're saying in subsequent during the week and stuff that this film is getting a better per screen average than those, man. So that's really dope, man.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's it. I don't got any more. You got any more?
No, like I said, waiting the next week and talk about some things.
I'm gonna save mine for next week.
I'm gonna go see Nicolas Cage. I haven't seen.
I can't wait to see that, man.
That movie is so fun. I had so much fun.
I'm chomping at the bit to see that one, man.
I'm gonna be honest and admit something that now is I'm realizing it that's hitting me now is I don't think I've seen Nicolas Cage in a theater ever in my life. I can't think of any example. All the times I've seen him
Face Off, or you didn't see.
Okay, that's the only time. That is the only time. That's crazy.
You never saw The Rocket? You didn't see The Rocket theaters?
Which one?
The Rock.
No, I got that on VHS, and I was on acid that night. So I love that movie. I'm not lying. Yo, rest in peace, R&B.
Oh,
I'm not lying. Yeah. But I will say this, like that's the only one I've ever seen in theaters, and that's really a strange fact considering how many Nicolas Cage films I've seen. That's crazy to me. So I will definitely go check this out, man.
Definitely. I'm chomping at the bit, dude.
Because honestly, it's been rare. It's not the last time that I know for a fact that he got released straight to theaters was maybe that 3D Drive Angry. That was the last thing I remember getting.
You think of like
Pig also got a theatrical.
But it was limited. It was real limited release.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I saw
and
Pig.
Then,
I saw Pig at home. I saw Pig at home in theater.
And that was one that hit one of my favorite 5 my top 5 list of last year. And then think of Mandy.
Mandy at home.
Saw that at home as well too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was straight to video though. I don't think that was. Last thing I think I saw him before this film, the last thing I think I saw him in a theater might have been, I want to say Ghost Rider 2.
Definitely didn't see Ghost Rider.
I got the DVD.
I didn't see the Ghost Rider. I never saw Ghost Rider 1 in theater.
That's the crazy part. If MCU would have made Ghost Rider, I'd have been there on Thursday night.
Yeah. Word.
It was a different time, man, because I saw Hulk and I was like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, the first one was trash. That one with Eddie Norton was good though. I like the one with Eddie Norton.
Eddie Norton was better, but that first one, there was parts of it I liked, but I was just mad mostly because it took him like an hour and 20 minutes to Hulk out.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, man.
Ang Lee might have some of my favorite films that directors probably ever came up with. But he fucked the Hulk. He fucked the Hulk up so bad.
How did he get the Hulk?
He thoroughly messed that one up.
There was parts of it I like, man. But he wasn't in there a lot. The Hulk wasn't there. Oh man, and it took an hour to Hulk out, man.
And then he was doing that shit. And then they were doing that shit with the screen with all the comic book panels.
That helped it.
That was annoying.
That actually helped it though. That shit was so.
You think it helped it?
It helped it because the film was so dead. It helped it.
I think
it did, dude. I think it did. But you know what's funny? When I first saw the Hulk, I had a bootleg DVD that I bought on the bus on the way to Philly. Was going to hang out with my buddies for the weekend. And this was a work print that I had the bootleg of. So the special effects weren't all done.
Oh, he probably looked like circles.
We saw a wireframe Hulk climb up out of the rubble after the tank shot him.
Mm-hmm.
Bad, dude.
Corey, you know something? I've been listening to that Downlowd podcast about the what's the website?
Anycool.com.
Anycool.com. And anytime somebody talk about a work print, I just think about some of the stuff that they were pulling and get reviews on.
I don't know if Bob was doing this because this is probably my earlier, maybe when broadband came into effect and I had a job where I was on a computer and I had time and I probably should have just been working, but I would go to this, I would go to anycool.com and read Harry Knowles' reviews, and it was a way that I passed time because it was a blog, but he had a big backlog of reviews, man, and I just would sit there and read them for like hours, dude, and that would kill mad time at work. But the podcast Downlowd is so good, man. Like I'm caught up. I think Corny's caught up, but
I'm caught up now.
It's explaining the rise and fall of that website, man. And one of the aspects of it that I recognized that I didn't know at the time is how much influence that site had on how movies are even made today and how they're discussed. Like this comic book stuff, even the way that leads the news and stuff like that, that's coming from that era, man. And they got to a point where they were influencing films getting made, aspects of it, and I don't think that was necessarily a good thing. It was just the peak, nerds running the culture, and we didn't get good results, man. But they kind of sank themselves as more sites rose up like them and probably did the job better than them, right, and with more integrity, because there was a lot of weird behind the scenes stuff going on. It's still ongoing, so they're still dropping new episodes. I like the fact that they do the feedback episodes as well, because I listen to those too, man, because you're getting more information. There's an interview with the guy who wrote the biography for Stan Lee with crazy revelations. I'm like, This is crazy, man. But it's a good series, man. If you got time to kill, it goes fast, and you'll be entertained, and you're learning something. Cool? It's called Downlowd, but it's spelled kind of weird. I'll text it to you.
My man.
It's D-O. Yeah, they spell it weird. I hate when people do that, man. They like they boot camp play.
Right.
It'd be hard as shit to find this shit because you try to spell it right.
Yeah, I think that's Cory had to send me a link because I was like, I was like struggling trying to find that shit. That gets annoying.
He became big for himself, man. Like, got to the point where he was so influential. He earned a spot. He was doing episodes of at the movies with Ebert. He was hanging out with directors like Tarantino. I remember reading a report from the set of Kill Bill at the time when they were shooting in China. From that website, I remember that shit, dude.
That's what's up. Yeah, shoot me the link.
But he kind of helped also found the Alamo Draft House. Turn that into a franchise because it was just a Austin thing, and now we got theaters. Even here, they opened one around here. There's I think there's two. There's one in DC and one in Virginia. But ultimately, like I said, the rest of the world caught up to him and eclipsed him, and he got into some weird I guess there was sexual abuse claims against him toward the end of his career, like just being a dude walking around groping women that work for him and shit. Like, so it's but it's a good podcast, man. I think definitely check that out.
Definitely.
But I think that's it, man. We're gonna wrap this thing up, folks, man. This has been a great another From the Canopy film show, man, on the 420, and I have been partaking, so I'm feeling fried like bacon, and I don't want to keep you waiting. So we go.
Whoa.
You can catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter, Instagram. Follow the podcast at From Canopy on Twitter and at From the Canopy on Instagram, and we on YouTube, man. So subscribe. You already here, man. Subscribe to this. And I just do want to point out, if you're looking for us on the podcast tip, we have switched hosts to Anchor. So search From the Canopy Network on Anchor, and that will lead you to every show we're publishing. We're publishing everything on the same feed there.
Awesome. And this is Bobby Blockbuster. You can catch me on Instagram at Bobby Blockbuster 118.
I'm Cornelius Bros. You can find me on Facebook, Cornelius Bros, on Twitter at Cornelius1976, on Instagram, Cornelius Bros, and on TikTok. At some point, I'll probably be doing TikTok videos, but not very soon. But that's Cornelius1976 there. Last week, me and Cory were on Tales from the Podcast with JB. We had a lot of fun on that podcast, and you all should check it out.
Yeah, and that's a fact, Jack.